Hello citizens of Tokusatsu Central, I'm Jared Rand, and today we are going to be doing the review of the Lupinranger vs. Patranger DX Siren Striker. Sorry for the quick little break. I have a girlfriend, and my world is turning upside down. So, with this toy, there isn't really much in terms of a box that I can use because the box itself was a little bit messed up. Then again, depending on what version you buy, nothing will be different considering that this has no lights and this has no sounds. So, yeah, we can just go ahead and look at the toy immediately. So, the toy itself is pretty decently detailed, to be honest. Mainly taking the design of a tank, of course, artillery tank. Mainly done up in a dark navy blue, which I really like. The gold treads are actually in a very nice Bandai gold color, not a fake mustard gold, much like the gold trigger machine. This is actually done up in gold, which is really nice, with bits of and accents of red all over the toy, a moving tank cannon, and of course the siren on the back being a lot larger than usual. For whatever reason, it feels a little bit more like a spoiler than it does for a actual siren. Of course, rolls pretty well, especially for something in this line. Of course, focus in on it once again. There's the standard orange on, what's usually on most of the toys in the line. Orange mainly being for the numbering for number 7, because this is the 7th and last trigger machine in the entirety of the series. And another bit of a double usage for this, it doesn't actually activate a finishing attack in the changer, but it actually initiates its very own transformation sequence into the super version of whatever ranger it's on. So for this I'm going to be doing the Patranger transformation, but there is a Lupinranger transformation because Lupin X uses this in the show. But I'm only going to do the Patranger one, considering that it's meant for the Patrangers and it's supposed to be used for the Patrangers, which is what I'm very annoyed by in the show. So, and of course the little Patranger symbol on the front, done up in gold. Other side, not much to the bottom. Might as well just press the trigger. And what happens is it basically splits open. These cannons move freely on their own, and you pull out these little, as Long Toys described it, cow catcher pieces. Not really sure what they're used for. I have not watched the show, or at least not too much of the show, considering the fact that it's kind of shit now, and it just recently ended, thankfully. We're on a 4-part special called Super Sentai Strongest Battle, and a little bit of a spoiler right there is the head, but you can easily fix that by just clipping it together, and you have it done just a little bit better. So yeah, now to turn it back, it's actually a little bit more involved than you expected. Just flip those back, flip that down, and you actually need to line up pieces right here. This piece, and if you can see the little red track in there, they just line up like that, and you can see it moves along with it. So you have to work on that track and just make sure that you don't break anything, because there is actually an incorrect way to do it that could end up breaking the toy. Just be wary of that. So bringing in the verse changer, of course, because it's necessary for this transformation, we're just going to take it and slide it on.
Siren Striker!
And you get a brand new transformation noise. Or standby. Anyway, you just hold the button, just down, and then press the trigger right down there. And there you have your transformation into Super Patren Ichigo. Or, if we twisted it up, Super Lupin X, but I prefer not to do that. I really like the way that this blends into the actual toy. It feels a little bit more integrated, which is why I've always preferred the trigger machines over the Dial Fighters. They just feel like they're more of a part of the toy, and I overall feel as though it works. And I really like the double barrel cannon approach to the actual toy, and plus this thing is movable. I don't know how that contributes to the overall design, but I thought it works. You get the standard firing noise, so really isn't too much to write home about. Anyway, twist it up. And here we summon the Siren Striker itself. So, I believe the noise is Yumo-kakan. So, yeah. But that's basically about it for the functionality in the verse changer. So, we might as well do the combination with Good Striker and the other toys. So, this combination actually utilizes a couple of our friends from the previous videos. Good Striker itself, the Trigger Machine Splash, and the Magic Dial Fighter, in order to make a few combinations, which I will show off in this video. So, just going to take this guy, turn him into the Magic Dial Fighter. Now, you can open this up, but for this combination, I do prefer to keep the ball closed. Bring that back there, take Splash, just extend the nozzle, and then that open. By the way, sorry I called this a fire hydrant. It's a fire extinguisher. Sorry about that. Anyway, standard transformation into the Mecha formation for Good Striker, as per usual. Standard stuff, really. I'm gonna take Magic, place him on the side. Same thing with Splash. Also goes on the side. Now, press the button. We're gonna flip those up. Flip out the cow catcher pieces, and then fold up this little piece right there in the middle of the cannon. Fold that down. There you have the head. Flip those cannons down and fold open the tank treads. And then simply place it on as a head. And here we have my personal favorite combination, a combination that has not been shown in the show yet, but has been shown, I believe, a couple of times in scans, known as, I believe, this Siren Kaiser. Yeah, I personally enjoy it. I like the design, especially with the giant, tank tread pieces and the whole militaristic design. It's just very cool in my opinion, and I like how it's practically just an upgraded Pat Kaiser. Of course, this form hasn't been shown in the show yet. A form that has been shown, though, is where I believe Biker is on this side and Crane is on this side. But overall, I do really enjoy the design aesthetic of this mecha. And taking just a closer look at the face, right there. Face looks really nice. You can see on the top there is a little symbol for the Patrangers up top. A little siren on its head and a couple of golden wings. I really like the way that it looks. So yeah, overall, it's a pretty nice head formation. You gotta get that back onto the camera and focus in. Yeah, there we go. But the only issue with this is the fact that it's not actually a form shown in the series. The form that is shown in the series, just take the cowcatcher pieces and flip them up, is the one where it's used by the Lupinrangers, where we flip that down, flip these down, and there you have Siren Lupin Kaiser. Not really a big fan of the red on this. Once again, there's a bit too much red for me, especially when you turn it to the side. There's just all this abundance of red that you can see on the toy. So I personally prefer to just leave them flipped up like that. Once again, giving them a little bit more of a militaristic design, and I just think it works better as a design overall for a toy. So overall, I do feel that this is a pretty good combination for a toy, so I might as well just get into my final thoughts. So overall, the Siren Striker is a pretty good addition to the Lupinranger vs. Patranger line. Offers pretty much the same functionality with a couple of the toy, but with just a little bit of a twist. It's not an add-on to an arm or anything like that, and as well, it isn't just a final attack thing. It's actually used proficiently in the show, and overall has a pretty decent usage overall. I like this form as well. Give me a sec. Anyway, I like its usage in the show, and I overall think that the toy demonstrates pretty well. So overall, I do think this is a pretty good toy for any collector of the Lupinranger vs. Patranger line. Anyway, we are getting close to the end of the Lupinranger vs. Patranger line. Next toy is the last one, and then we'll finally be done with this series. Moving on to Kishi Ryu Sentai Ryu Soger, which may end up being the final Sentai series. Oh boy, here we go. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Like if you enjoyed the video that much. Subscribe if you want to see more. And comment if you want to ask any questions about the actual toy. You can check out my Instagram, ran.jared04. And, of course, check out my other YouTube channel, Jared the Collector New. And I will see my fellow citizens of Tokusatsu Central next time when I review the DX Victory Striker. I also have to go get my dogs to shut up now.